Good day, everyone. It is Caitlin, and today we are making a plain family cold dinner from 1857 for this very hot day. So we are going to be making a chicken sandwich with a potted cheese. So we're going to start with our potted cheese. This is just Parmesan. You could have also used a Cheddar cheese, but the recipe did say Parmesan was acceptable. So I'm just taking a little bit of a block of Parmesan and I'm, kind of just with my fingers putting it into small bits. And I'm using maybe 2 to 3 ounces of Parmesan. Next bit of the recipe is to add some butter just to kind of soften things up. This is freshly churned butter, actually. And we're going to press all that together to make it one uniform, spreadable, cheesy substance. You're not going to get all the cheese chunks out, and that is okay. Just make it as smooth as you can. And this is a non-alcoholic potted cheese. Most of the historic recipes for potted cheese do call for alcohol. This one happened to not, and I decided to give it a try. Next part of the recipe is to make some mustard. So I have here some ground mustard seeds. And I had no clue before today how easy it was to make mustard that we buy in the store. But that is just a few teaspoons of dried mustard, sprinkle in some salt, and add a touch of water. Mix it together and you have mustard. You do want it the consistency of actual that store-bought mustard, so I had to add a little bit more water. And I had never made mustard like this before, so I was quite curious as to how it would taste. And turns out it tastes exactly like store-bought mustard, except maybe a little bit, I don't want to use the word spicier, but almost spicier. It's very good. And as I said, we're making sandwiches, so we're going to need some bread. This is just a loaf that was baked days before. And we're just going to cut off 2 slices. And we are ready to assemble our sandwich. I have here some cold chicken that was roasted yesterday. This is a great recipe to use up old meat. We're going to start with our mustard on the bread. Spread it all around the best I can. Probably could have made a little bit more mustard. Now, this mustard is quite strong, so I'm only going to put it on one piece of bread, but you could have put it on both pieces of bread if you'd prefer. We're going to take some of our potted cheese and spread it all over the piece of bread as well. This stuff tastes delicious, by the way. And because it tastes so delicious, I am going to put it over 2 slices of bread. And now you just layer in your roast chicken. And put your other piece of bread on top of the chicken. And now we have our sandwich. I'm going to cut it in half just to make it easier to handle. And that is our delicious sandwich. I am going to make a little bit of a dessert. There are some fresh peaches that I've come across. And I do have a little bit of extra cream for making butter. So I think we're going to have peaches and cream for dessert. Let's start with peeling our peaches. Now, if they're super ripe, you can just peel the skin right off. These were not perfectly ripe, so I had to use a knife. We're just cutting around, trying to get as little of the fruit as possible, just getting the skin. And speaking from childhood experience, there is nothing better than peaches that you grab from the tree that are still hot from the sun, just on their own really, but to make them even better, you go find some cream that was in the cow that morning and put the peaches inside of it that you just gathered, sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top, and that is one of my favorite desserts that we'd have as a child. Now I'm just cutting the peaches into little bits to put into a bowl. I'm going to sprinkle some sugar on top just because I prefer it that way. That is totally, and pour cream on top. Fresh cream being preferable. And there you have it. That is basically going to be my very simple lunch for today. Very hot that day. I think it topped out about 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was quite warm, and of course wearing 6 to 7 layers of clothing. It was a very warm day, so I certainly did not want to be cooking while I was out at Pioneer Farms that day. And a roast chicken sandwich. So I went looking in old recipe books for chicken sandwiches. Found one from the 1850s that said to put some mustard on it and some potted cheese and whole chicken on 2 pieces of bread. And that sounded really good to me on this very, very hot day. And of course, with the fresh peaches in season and already having the cream that I was making butter with, this was just perfect, sweet little ending to this lunch. This is also a great way to use leftover chicken, which makes it a very economical dish as well. If you have leftover chicken, sandwiches are always a great idea, no matter what century. And that is just about it. Thank you so much for joining me today, watching me make this cold lunch for a very hot day. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back here on Monday.